Monday morning again. First job is to get that 450 double fitted, centralised under that window. Basically be cutting off these old pipes here, using one of the sets of flow returns, just take around for that new radiator. And then while I'm under the floor, I'll cut all these old hot and colds off. So yeah, that's first job. What I'll do for a start is hang the radiator, then I'll see where the pipes go. Yeah, quite an easy job really. I'll get some shots along the way. So I've got my radiator hung nice and level under the window now. Just lifted the floorboards up, find the pipes. What I'll do is I'll cut these off, cut these two off here, bring these back through this joist, and then just along the run, and then I'll just notch along, probably on that board underneath the radiator, just obviously for that side. But yeah. Right guys, that's pretty much the finished job now. I've put the TRV horizontal because all the other ones in the house are that way, so I'll keep them all the same. I have got all the other ones to change yet, but just basically just out with these feeds, got them tucked along there, so quite an easy job really. I'll probably take the radiator off for the decorator because obviously this has all got to be decorated yet. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you moving a radiator. Quite an easy job. I prefer to use all solder joints under the floor. I know you can get these press fit guns and stuff like that, but I generally put back what's already there. Obviously the whole house is soldered. If it had been like speed fit, I'd put speed fit back, but you just obviously got to be a little bit careful with soldering under floors with hot work permits and stuff like that. Just basically make sure you've got no problems before you put all the floors back down. Always leave it an hour or so. But yeah, this is all good anyway, so I'll get all these put back down and it'll get tidied up. Alright guys, another day, another property. This one's basically just a bathroom refurb. So again, the client wants electric shower on that wall, so we just take a feed off these baths. The bath's going back in the same place, pedestal going back in the same place, toilet going back in the same place. He's having all new flooring. This will all be replastered or whatever it needs to be done. The builders will sort all that. The only thing we've got to do is move that radiator from under the window. She wants a towel rail putting on this wall, adjacent to the wash basin, it says on the spec. So just move some feeds over there, we'll get a towel rail for it. But yeah, this one's pretty much straightforward. The only thing is, somebody's been in, obviously stripped it out already, but where the water turns off, I ain't got a key for, but I'm assuming the water's off, so we'll get this one cracked on with. Right guys, this morning's job is just this Worcester 2000 combination boiler. Just got to get it on this wall here. I've got no gas to the property yet, but shouldn't be too bad to do. Just got filters to put on here, cow mag and shock arrestor. So yeah, that's this morning's job. Right guys, got this boiler all filled up and not running yet because we've got no gas, but just show you the pipe work. It's a little bit tight down this side, but it looks quite nice, I think. Obviously I'll remove the fill loop when I'm all done, but it's quite a tight little space this, but I think the boiler itself looks quite neat and tidy. I'm happy with it anyway, so that's the main thing. Just got the condense and the PRV to do, and obviously the gas at a later date. I've already got the condense brought through over there, 1.5 inches, so I just run that along. But yeah, I think it looks neat and tidy enough under here. Right guys, just a quick update on this job. Got it all first fixed now. There's a doorway going there, the kitchen units goes there, so they're going to make a duct for them pipes, so you can get to them afterwards. Got all my waste in. Cold dropping down, water heater is going to go under that sink there. We've got a separate feed round for the shower because I want a short stop on it so they can isolate it. So the waste is all in. In here we've got that shower waste in, electric shower feed. The shower tray is going to have to go on a riser leg because it's obviously the waste in the pipe. Got all the copper work done in here as well. And then in this medical room, just got this feed dropped across here. It's the only way I could do it, so they're going to box it in high level, but across there. So there's just a sink unit going under there with a water heater. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think I've shown everything else on the other video. So yeah, not done too bad today. That floor screen was quite hard, but we got it all in anyway. Just renewed all the waste pipes in here. So yeah, look, it don't look too bad. So that's my bit all done. They'll come fit the kitchens now. and then I can get back and do the water heaters. So yeah, I just got to have a tidy up now, and that's me on the road again. Guys, Monday morning again. Today's job is to get this bath fitted, which goes here. I've already been in first fixed all this. Like this, first fixed this a while ago. What we got is it's a bit of a weird one, but this is actually 2 rooms. So we just got towel rail on this wall, basin there, toilet over in this corner. We've got another towel rail over here. Got shower in this corner. So I'll probably get the shower tray set up today as well. Get the waste is under the floor for it. And then which basically over here, this is having a cupboard. So we just got a 30 kilowatt main, regular boiler, expansion vest and stuff, and then I think that's 180 litre or 170 litre main unvented cylinder. So I've just got the discharge, which I just need a reducer for that, and then that's all done. Yeah, I've got I've got a bypass valve and everything on it. It's basically just a bog standard S-plan system. The discharge is all done in 1.25 inch push fit, so it's polypropylene, which is fine. And condense just goes into that 2 inch. And I'm going to put a AAV up the top because this is quite a long run on that 2 inch. That's why I've upgraded it on the shower waste, you see, to the main stack. So I just thought I'd put a air admittance valve up in the roof on that, to give it a bit of air on that shower waste. So that's why I ran 2 inch, because it's quite a long run. Basin's 1.25 inch, bath's 1.5 inch. So yeah, that's pretty much this job. I came and fitted this ages ago when it was snowing. It don't look too bad. Just got to lag all the pipes. I'll show you around, but it's quite busy here today. But yeah, that's today's job anyway. So just the bath, shower tray. So yeah, that's it really. What I would normally do in my baths is put a lat on the wall, but because this is like a 10 enamel bath, it's really sturdy anyway. So what I'll do is measure the height of the panel, work out the thickness of the flooring, and I always set my bath to the height of the panel, so you don't have to cut it. So yeah, that's just a sticky mark. But yeah, that's the job anyway. Should be nice and easy. Alright, we've got the bath all levelled up now and set to the correct height. I always bed them in with silicone along the back edge, and then just got to pipe it up. My waste is underneath. So just got 22 feet going along. Just need to flip them around because for some reason I obviously first fixed it hot on the right. So that's not a problem. I'll just cross them over this end. So yeah, that's how you fit a bath anyway. Nice and easy. Nothing too stressful for a Monday morning. And then just got the shower tray to look at, which goes over there. I'll have a tidy up in a minute, but I'm not sure if they've put the wood in the right place, but I'll sort all that anyway. So I thought I'd just show you a quick walk around this job. That 2 inch T there is where I'm going to connect my shower waste into. This, as I say, this job's been ongoing for a while. So what we've done in here is just lower the ceiling, so I could run my 4 inch saw pipe out, because before it had no 4 inch in the room. I've ran new hot and colds down to the new kitchen, because we moved the kitchen on this one. It was in the other room, and then we've just run new pipes around for the utility room. There's going to be a radiator in there. What they've done is they've studded the walls off metal studding. They're going to insulate all that as well. So we've just got hot cold and then a flow and return around to the radiator in the utility. So I've just tried to tidy the pipe work up best I can. Yeah, it should all be good when it's all done. Guys, we're back at this one today. I got the electric shower feed put in the other day. Just got that taped up all in the wall. We've got an ISO valve underneath the bath. We've got access to the boiler room now. The joiner's been and put a new lock on, so we can get all the water in that turned back on. Obviously I'll cap all the feeds off, put new ISO valves and stuff on. We can also get the boiler serviced and the heating system flushed out. So what I'm going to do is pop this towel rail on. I can always take it back off again for the decorator, but yeah, at least we can get all the heating filled up and then all tested out, because it's not been running a few years. I don't even know if I've got any oil in the tank. But yeah, that's this morning's job. Just get this on, get all the kitchen and that, all the pipes and that capped off in there. Boiler all service stripped down. I might take a little video of that, and then try and get the heating all working. But yeah, that's this morning's job anyway. Right, that's the towel rail all fitted. What I'll probably do is leave the valve switched off so I can take it back off so the decorator can put it behind it. Yeah, it looks alright. They'll paint the pipes at the bottom. I did consider chopping them in the wall, but it's all lath plaster, so the client's happy with that anyway. So all good. I've just got to cap these pipes off, and then we can get the water back on. It's a decent view again today. The garden's a bit overgrown, but this will be a lovely property when it's done. Dead quiet here in the middle of nowhere. I love it, I do. I'll just show you this boiler, guys. What it is, this house has been empty for a while now, so we've got to full strip down this boiler, service it all. Probably need new nozzle. I always change the nozzle on service anyway. It's got a deaerator on it there, a metal one. It looks like it's had a leak on that condense strap at some point, so we'll have a look at that as well. It'll have new nozzle, new flexi hoses on it. I've just switched the mains cold water on now, making sure there's no leaks on any of the hot and cold. To be fair, it all looks well lagged, but none of it was drained down. So hopefully none of it's been frozen. So what I'll do is I'll strip it all down. I don't even know if there's any oil in the tank, but if we can get it going, we'll get it going. If not, we'll have to get some oil. But yeah, that's pretty much the job anyway. So this is one of the first Worcester heat slaves they brought out. This is the one with the external condense strap. It's got the downward firing burner. I think it's a Radiator. Radiator burner on these. I check the expansion vessel pressure as well. I take the baffles out of it. I clean the secondary heat exchanger. It's just like 6 screws on top, and then the fins just pull out on these. The flue's got a bracket at the top. It's not screwed at the bottom, so we can pop a screw in there. Other than that, it's a bit crap there, but we'll have a look at that anyway. Make sure it's all good. Yeah, so yeah, it's just full service. Strip it all out, take the baffles out of it. You can normally tell with an oil boiler straight away if it's burning right, because it should be nice. It should be a little bit of red left in the bottom of it rather than all black soot. But we'll get it all done anyway. So yeah, I'll clean the condense strap out as well and try and get it going. So I'm just pressurising the heating system back up now. We'll see pressure on there should be at 1 bar. There isn't actually a low pressure switch on these, but 1 bar is good. So I'll get a bit of pressure in it. I'll nip round and bleed the radiators in a bit, but I just want to make sure the system's just pressurised up. Make sure there's no leaks. Just thought I'd show you inside the oil boiler. I've just got the burner dropped out now. The hoses do definitely need replacing. They look quite split. I don't know if you can see in there. It looks quite clean for an oil boiler. There's no soot anyway, which is a good sign. That's the secondary heat exchanger. Just whip the cover off that, clean that out. Just got to check the seal on it, make sure the rubber's okay around the outside. Sometimes they can leak, and then you get products of combustion coming back into the room. That's your sample point for the flue. Expansion vessel feels nice and light. The hose is a little bit kinked, but we'll check the pressure on it anyway. You can normally tell straight away on these if they've got water in, because it's super heavy. But that one feels okay. 4 bolts hold this front on, so whip that out and then the baffles pull out of it. So yeah, they're nice and easy to service. The newer ones are better, to be fair, with the front Radiator burners. I prefer them. But yeah, these aren't too bad. So we'll get it all stripped out, get it all scraped out inside, hoovered out, and then set back up hopefully if we've got some oil. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you inside how a heat slave works. This is inside the main heat exchanger for the oil boiler for the heat slave. All this will clean off. Should really have gloves on, to be fair, but this one's not too bad. These baffles pull out. They're just on a pin. You can pull them out, scrape all them off, clean them all, make that all nice and tidy. But yeah, it's probably just been sat a while, this, to be fair. But this is quite clean for an oil boiler. You see how there's no soot. So it shows it's been burning right anyway, which is always good to see. If it's sooty, you won't want to do this without mask and gloves on, because it is horrendous when the oil boilers are sooty. But yeah, this one will clean out quite nicely. So just pull them baffles out, clean them off, and then we can start building it back up again then. That's what the baffles look like. All these do is deflect the heat onto the side of the box, because obviously you've got waterways in here. So I can give these all a good clean out. So these don't look too bad at all. Obviously they're labelled top and bottom, but you always want to take your baffles out in the order they come out. Don't get your baffles mixed up, because on some boilers they can be a nightmare. So what I always do is stand them the way they come out, so you never get them confused. So this needs a good clean out now. We've got a little Makita vac I use for these. The secondary heat exchangers are easy to clean as well on these, but what you don't ever use wire brushes like that on the secondary heat exchangers. I normally just wipe them off with like a damp rag, because they're coated in a special thing to stop the stuff sticking. So yeah, just got to be careful. You can scrape these out with a wire brush or whatever you like really, but don't use wire brushes on the secondary heat exchanger, because it can knacker them up. And then the burner, it's just to strip down of the burner, change the hoses, and then set it all back up. And then I always make a note on my service sheet if it needs any bits. Like the AAV sometimes leak, to be fair. This one doesn't look too bad. The old ones used to get like the flow switches used to leak and stuff. But again, this one doesn't look too bad. It's probably had a little leak on the flow switch there at some point, but it's not leaking now. And then just set it all back up again, as I say. So nice and easy really. Okay, so I've hoovered this out now. It's all nice and clean. So that's decent for an oil boiler. All the sides are nice and clean. They've got no big bit sticking on it anyway. So that's all good. I've cleaned all the baffles off. You don't have to be too aggressive with these. Just a steel brush, just a wire brush. And it cleans them nicely. So that's quite clean for oil boiler. We've got quite a bit out of it, and I've hoovered it all out anyway. So that's clean. So we can put the baffles back in. So that's what it looks like after the baffles are all back in. When you put the door on, just got to be careful. You've got to tighten them up opposites. So I don't know if it tells you on these. It probably might tell you on the door, to be fair. But yeah, always tighten them up opposites. Obviously check your door seals as well. Same as any boiler. So check your seals, make sure they're all okay, and then just tighten opposites, so you don't put strain on one side. I don't think the blast tube had been off in a while. It was really awkward to get off, but hopefully looks like it's been a little bit damp at some point as well. But we should be able to clean all that up. Internally it doesn't look too bad. We'll obviously change that nozzle, clean the electrodes up, and then hopefully it runs. Hopefully the motor and everything's not got wet. I can take the fan off, but it seems to be spinning, so it should be good. But I'll check the photo cell and everything, make sure it's all operating correctly. But yeah, it's a bit of a bugger to get off that one, but we'll clean all that up, spray it all up, and then it should be good. Just give this blast tube a spray in ordinary, just maintenance spray, WD-40 basically. There's nothing wrong with it, it just all needs all this crap cleaning off. So I'll let that soak for 10 minutes or so, and then we'll just wire brush it all down. I've only got one of the long life bio hoses in the van, so I'll change it for what I've got, and then I've got to come back anyway to finish off in the property. So I'll change them. I want them both to be the same really. So yeah, that's it with the new nozzle in. I always move the electrodes out of the way just to do the nozzle, but you always want to set the gap back up the same how it was. This is why you always want to change your hoses every year, guys, because look, you just always split on the end. The other one's the same. I've probably exaggerated that a bit, but they are quite bad. So always change the hoses. They only take 30 seconds. And then you know you're good for at least. The trouble is, people don't always get the boiler serviced every year. So if you do everything right, at least you know you've left everything how it should be. So just undo them, and then just change them like for like. So yeah, it's just a warning, because if that splits, that's going to stink somebody's house out, and you're going to get in a lot of trouble, because you don't want to be spilling oil everywhere. You just change them. What I'm going to do is, because this hose has been wrapped around these cables at some point, I'm just going to drain the heating system down quickly, whip this hose out, change this hose. It looks a bit kinked anyway, and I can check the pressure of the expansion vessel then as well while it's all drained out. It should be at 1 bar. But it feels quite light anyway, but I'll check it, because I don't like the look of that hose. It's clearly been Well, I don't know what somebody's done, but we'll just quickly take that out. It'll only take 30 seconds and put it all back properly how it should be. It gives me a chance to look at the system water quality anyway. It doesn't actually look too bad at all. It looks like it's had plenty of inhibitor in it at some point. But I'm going to flush it out anyway and re-inhibit it. But it doesn't look too bad. I've seen far, far worse than that. Right, I've removed this expansion vessel now. The pressure's fine on it. It's set at 1 bar. I thought it sounded okay anyway. So just change this hose now and then put it back together so at least it's not wrapped all around these cables now. Should make it easy for the next guy as well. You just got to be careful. Sometimes what can happen, these hoses can get blocked because they're quite small hole inside, and you can end up with trapped pressure inside the expansion vessel. So when you take the hose off, it can flood the boiler. So you just got to be a little bit careful. But normally they're not too bad. So I've just come to fire this boiler up, and it sounds like it's got a few issues. The pump sounds like it's stuck to me. It's just humming, and we're going straight to lockout. We've got pump pressure, so I'll have to just strip it down and see what's going on again. So guys, having stripped all this boiler down, I've serviced it all, but I've got no pump pressure or no oil. The tank is so overgrown, I'm probably going to have to put it at risk anyway, potentially at risk, because obviously I can't see all the way around it. It is, well, I'll go out and show you. It is a double bunded tank, but the brambles are just so high around it. So what I'll say is I'll have to get all this cleared, then I can inspect the tank. As I say, it is a bunded one, so it's probably okay, but obviously it's brambles and they look quite sharp. So I'm going to potentially at risk the tank because I can't see around it. It could have a hole cut in the back of it for all I know. We can inspect the tank, then we can get some oil, and then we can get the boiler working then. But yeah, that's what the problem is. I mean, it could even be turned off, but I'm not crawling through all them brambles to have a look. So as I say, it's at risk for the time being, because the oil could have been stolen. Anything could have happened to it. It could have cut the tank. So I'll just put it potentially at risk. We'll get all the brambles and everything cut down around it. We'll get some oil delivered, and then we can inspect the tank properly, and then we can get all the boiler commissioned and everything, or recommissioned, I should say. Yeah, that's the crux of it. I can't go any further now because obviously I've got no fuel. So all I can do, the boiler's all ready to go anyway. So the heating system's all filled up, but obviously I can't check the radiators. But yeah, I'll connect that valve back up. I'll leave it switched off, and then we'll come back and when we got some oil. Quick tip: the first thing you always want to do when you've got an oil boiler going to lockout like this one was, just put your pump pressure gauge on and make sure you've got pump pressure. If you haven't got any pump pressure, it's going to be your oil pump or no oil. But yeah, first thing you always want to do. No point. Sometimes when you crack it, it looks like you've got oil, like I did a minute ago. But there's zero pump pressure. I've cracked that valve down there. There's nothing coming out of it. So I would say it's definitely a supply issue. So this was quite an interesting job. What it was is, I don't know if you guys remember back to my first ever video, but I said we got a leak on this water main going to the property. What it was, we hired some guys in to come track and trace it, and we found it was actually leaking on a stop tap. We had no idea where it was because this was all like 8 foot under brambles and stuff. But yeah, they gassed the main, sniffed it all out. The main was 980 metres long to the water meter, so we had no idea where it was leaking. It was just running straight into the dike, so they came in, tracked and traced it, and we dug down, found it, and I got it all repaired. So I just thought I'd add this onto the end of the video, just to update from the first one really. I think we worked out it was losing 15.5 litres a minute, which worked out about 18,000 litres a day if my maths are right. So what it was, we've cleared the area now, we've sprayed the Atlas unit black. This is not an AWA Atlas unit, this is just one somebody's put in. So we've sprayed it red, just to make it more visible, and then we've put a drawing inside the house where it was, so hopefully somebody knows where it is in the future.